Anyways, I defeated this guy by using a secret technique I never brought up upon until now. And that was my blink. Hello everybody, I'd like to formally apologize to you all. I let down many people with my actions, and for that, I cannot be more sorry. I hope that we can move on and proceed forward with our lives. Many of you may be asking, why is he apologizing? What did he do to get canceled? Should I dislike this video because he's a bad person? First off, you better get that cursor off that dislike button before we start having problems on me. Second off, to answer y'all questions, I folded. I'm now using the Adochi. I'm sorry. First, I was primarily using the spear as normal, and I had the Adochi in my inventory, but it was so tempting, so I used it. Now I can't stop. Y'all may be asking, why is this such a big deal? Well, in the last video I said, when I played NIOH 1, I only used the katana and the Adochi because those weapons treated me right. So when playing NIOH 2, I'm going to use completely different weapons. Woo! And since the Adochi was one of those weapons I technically used, I technically went back on my word. And I was putting it in work, but I am sorry. So was this whole apology a waste of time? Yes, no, depends how you take the news. Anyways, welcome back to NIOH 2 Part 2. In the last episode, there were some things I forgot to talk about that I'm going to explain right now. The first thing being the yokai realms. So while you're fighting certain enemies, they have a chance of dropping a little circle on the ground called a yokai realm. The yokai realms basically slows you down while you're attacking when you're in this circle. So it's basically like a domain expansion, but you can escape it by simply walking out. Or using key posts, that move I mentioned earlier in the last video where I said I forgot the benefits, even though it's quite literally one of the most important concepts in the damn game. Anyway, this is what makes boss fights more difficult than it should be, because you could be in the middle of hitting a 3-piece combo, then all of a sudden this boss want to be from the Jujutsu Kaisen so damn bad that they want to start spamming them bitches, and before you know it, you're surrounded by unlimited voids. And there's actually another version of these domain expansions, but except it's an actual domain expansion, so you had to kill an enemy in order to make it disappear. This would be important later on. The second thing I forgot to tell you all about was the yokai counter. Basically, if an enemy's aura flashes red, you have to press LT and B at the same time to counter them, unless you're boxing with that whack-ass Willow Smith, because I promise you, she is cheating. When I try to counter her when she's about to use that time stop move, 99% of the time, it does not work. And the third and final thing I forgot to talk about is how useless whack-ass Senetsu is. When I tell you I could trade his ass for a fucking stick and it will benefit me 10 times more, will be a damn understatement. To call him Senetsu will be a damn insult to him when he is awake. That's how useless this dude is. This motherfucker has a sword for no damn reason. Literally every time I fight a boss, he will come out near the end instead of helping me during the fight. Like damn, I'm damn near about to die and this bastard over here eating a buffet. Now I know he's there to help purify the yokai, but why does he still come after I'm done with the boss? Back to the story mode. We headed to a place where we meet a leader called Oda, and we must have gotten him confused with the GOAT himself, because we are immediately trying to serve under him, which I ain't complaining because it's one step closer to our goal, and I'm completely okay with that. So in the next mission, he has us pull up to an active war and tells us to kill a military general in order to prove ourselves. Also, he married my stepsister. That's how we found him in the first place. Now, it's not like the last game where you get to fight in the actual war, but you're like approaching from below, behind. It's hard to tell, but all I know is this cutscene was raw as fuck. Ooh. Oh, the fuck? Who is that? Going into this mission, I was expecting a pretty big difficulty spike, because in the last mission there was a very big difficulty spike, but it actually wasn't that bad. In fact, it was pretty fun. Besides the amount of bullshit I received from those fucking enemies. First off, when the hell did I turn off NIOH 2 and accidentally pirate FNAF 30? Cause why the fuck were these enemies jump scaring me left and right? Ooh. You try to sneak me. Oh my god. And another thing, who let these developers cook when they added the enemies I had the most trouble with in NIOH 1 back into NIOH 2? Alright, there's only 2 enemies, but still. The first enemy was a bird dude with a staff, and the clip speaks for itself.
Hey, where are you from? Okay, not running phase with that. Y'all saw the way he popped out? Okay, Giles.
The second enemy was this big 900-pound one-eyed behemoth who was running my shit in the first game. Now, right here, I could make a joke about how this enemy was light work for me, how it took me like 1 second to beat him. Nah. Defeating this enemy was like trying to defeat a bloodlusted prime Mike Tyson if he was 10 feet tall. This motherfucker could one-shot me if I was not careful, and if I try to back up, this dude will pick up a boulder, not a rock, a boulder, and chuck it at me like he think I'm Tanjiro or some shit. The amount of times I damn near quit Neo 1 because this motherfucker would spawn was too many to count. But in this game, it was easier to fight him because of the yokai counter, and that gave me more confidence to punish him whenever he messed up. Plus, there was a big ass rock I could run around, so... Anyways, when I mentioned that this mission was pretty fun, I wasn't joking, and that was because of this boss fight. Now, in my first attempt at this boss, I found it too easy to use my yokai shit, so I put a handicap on myself, and I told myself I could not use it at all. Even with these handicaps, I still found this boss fight pretty fun. Although it was easy to read what he was about to do, sometimes he'll switch up his attack like it was nothing. Like he has this move where he shoots arrows in the air and it'll just fall down at you. But sometimes he'll pump fake and just shoot the arrows directly at you. Like, okay, Dwayne Wade. Still ugly as shit though, golly. Okay, I'ma be real. When I beat this boss, I was feeling like the shit. Like I felt like I was in a fight by damn self, and I was genuinely enjoying this game, and I found it pretty fun. I may have died a couple of times, but it wasn't frustrating. But when I look up the boss for research, I saw nothing but people saying they one-shot him, how he was a joke of a boss, and this immediately lowered my self-esteem because I thought I was a god at this game, but my ass got humbled respectfully. Anyways, after defeating the boss, we now got recognized as a living GOAT by Oda himself, and we are now working together. Also, Whack-Ass Senetsu has a crush on Oda's sister. Now, starting from here, the story will get a little bit wild, so please bear with me. Now, in the next mission cutscene, we see the dude from the last cutscene from earlier and another guy who shares under Oda as well. They are trying to build a castle for Oda because they like to ride his meat. And this is where the three of us come in. Yeah, I forgot to mention the female Inosuke joined us after my dad's death. And after one of them calls me a fucking monkey, fucking Aquaman appears out of nowhere and he joined us to fight. Now this is where the mission starts, and only two things gave me trouble this time. One of them was these rocket slinging fisting demons. I thought they were bad in the last episode, but golly were they annoying in this mission. These motherfuckers will snipe you out of nowhere if you weren't ready. Plus sometimes they'll snipe you while you're fighting a bigger enemy. Now it doesn't seem hard while I'm explaining it, but yet again, watch this clip of me fighting a bigger enemy. Now watch this clip of me fighting a monkey while a rocket slinging fisting demon is shooting at me.
Well, this is getting interesting.
Why? See the problem? Now the second problem I had with this mission was these things.
Pause! What is that?
Now the more times I fought them, the more easier it got to beat them. And now they're pretty easy to fight right now, to be honest. But when I was initially fighting them, I was getting my shit rocked. No Dwayne Dawson. Now its movements are very easy to dodge. In fact, I probably dodged most of them, but what kept killing me was the yokai counter timing. This motherfucker would delay the shit out of his timing, which caused me to get hit a lot, which caused me to die. Plus, they hit like a truck, so that gave me a little bit more trouble than expected. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Aquaman did help us in the fight, and not gonna lie, he was putting in way more work than that whack-ass Senetsu.
Oh, they. Oh. You gonna get up?
Damn. But he did pussy out right before the boss, so I can't hype him up too much. Speaking of which, after clearing the woods of demons, Whack-Ass Senetsu and I entered the area, and we both sensed a yokai nearby. I decided to let Zenitsu cook because I was on his ass a little bit too much and I needed to back off a little bit, you know? But when this boss appeared right in front of him, you wanna know what this motherfucker did? He pushed me forward and told me to take care of it. Then he has the audacity to say, good luck. Bitch, I should have got rid of your useless ass the second I met you. At this point, part 1 Sakura is more useful than your dumb ass anyways. Not gonna lie, this boss fight was hella easy. In fact, I beat it in 2 tries. It was just essentially fighting a cat blade that can use shadow clones. It really wasn't that interesting. After this is the start of the next mission, which the story gets really confusing for me. So please, and I mean please, bear with me. So after that obvious setup from Whack-Ass Zenitsu, we started to recruit this obviously sick dude, right? And for obvious reasons, this man can't join us until Whack-Ass Zenitsu turns into Jesus Christ himself and heals this man's illness in real time. All this time, I've been calling this man useless. But this motherfucker was cooking in the background this entire time. It had no reason not to tell me, like, come on. All right, now the actual reason of how he was able to heal him was the yellow stone that he had in his pocket this entire time. But my story of him becoming Jesus Christ works better, so we ain't gonna stick with that. Okay, now I'm gonna explain the actual mission's background because apparently there's a lot of lore that happened off camera and I knew none of that while playing, and I'm gonna do my best to explain it to y'all, so let's get it started. So apparently the person who was Opsa Oda used to be in our father's clan, and our father used to run that clan before, you know, and this one dude killed his father who was running the clan after my father, and we are joining the ops to defeat him. Yeah. And the only reason I'm not naming this guy's name is because he's the boss of this mission. Speaking of which, let's get straight into it. This mission was bullshit from day 1. First off, there was these fire mages that literally decided to spawn out of nowhere and decided to attack me, which I originally thought wasn't going to be a problem until I started boxing them. Now, most of their attacks are easy to dodge or interrupt, but the yokai timing is fucked. Like this one move where he basically delays his attack for like a full 2 seconds after the initial red flash, and if you miss the timing, he will hit you guaranteed. There is literally no way out of this attack. And even with this attack, it wasn't that horrible. It got bad when they were the domain expansion enemies. In order to understand why this was so bad, I need to explain the mechanics of the yokai realm a little bit better. So like I said, there are little circles, which that part I did explain correctly. I'm not elaborating that ever again. But there's another one that is an actual domain expansion, which covers a whole area, and there is a lot of enemies that spawn into it. Now, if you kill the enemy that is basically making this entire realm, the whole realm disappears and a lot of enemies disappear as well. With that being said, these motherfuckers were spamming these domain expansions like they were in Jujutsu Kaisen. I know I said that joke already and I will redo it. What you gonna do about it? And the worst part was, they were hiding, bro. There were actual times where I got lost trying to find where they were. I literally killed every single enemy inside the domain expansions besides that fire mage. And they oh, sorry about that. But I just remembered the fact that they kept hiding from me. In fact, in this clip, I tried to kill an enemy, which I thought was the domain expansion enemy, but no, this bitch spawned behind me and killed me because I had no heals left. Just, you know what, just look at this clip. What? No. You a bitch for that. You a bitch. Come up here, bro. You a bastard for that. And the second enemy I want to talk about is these guys. They look completely normal, right? Yeah, I don't know whose decision it was to bring Orochimaru into this game and make him take shots, but I'm gonna need your developer license revoked. Honestly, they weren't too bad. They just took a lot of shots and they'll just appear out of nowhere and it was hella annoying. But the part that got me the most fucked up was the damn boss fight. And let me tell you something. This nigga radiated Black Air Force energy, and this nigga's name is Saito Yoshi Tatsu. Like I basically mentioned earlier, he is the king of this clan, and he has 2 yokai ships. For reference, I only have 1, and he could turn into a demon himself. Before I can show you why that is bad, let me talk about his base form attacks. First off, he has the Odochi, which his game is basically just telling me I can use it, so it's my main weapon from now on. Anyways, even with this big ass sword, he was moving wild. This dude literally has a move where he gets into a samurai slicing stance, grabs his sword, and slices you like he was the main character or some shit. And you don't have time to dodge it once you notice it, so you have to block it. Also, tell me why this man was out here saving Soul Society, cause why the fuck does he have a get to get 10 show? So basically this phase is run, attack when you can, and leave. But my dumbass kept getting too aggressive and I didn't listen, which made the boss fight 10 times harder. But this was not the hardest phase. In fact, this was the easiest phase. Because like I said, he has 2 yokai phase, not 1, but 2. He has a blue shark and a red fox, which is also how he achieved the Getsuga Tensho, and he's able to summon them from a brief attack, which is easy to dodge, and I barely got hit with that at all, to be honest. But when this motherfucker put out the yokai shift, he was rocking my shit harder than how my guy was doing Madara. When I first encountered him in his yokai shit, I couldn't really attack him because he had a follow-up for every single attack. So for like 5 minutes straight, every time he transformed, I ended up running for him. And I was basically recreating that one TikTok where those girls are running.
Hello, Christ. I'm about to sin again. I said I love you to that man, but I'm not feeling it.
Now, the strat that worked for me in this phase was get close to him to the point where he does this backhand and you have to hit him once, then immediately start running after that. But when he turned into the other yokai, there is no hitting him, bro. You better turn on your fucking Forrest Gump's tools and start sprinting because you're not beating him in that phase, respectfully. Maybe I'm just bad at this game, but I'm telling you, there is no consistent way of attacking him and not losing health. By the way, I almost beat him on my first try, but this motherfucker literally killed me when he had 1 HP left. You know what? Just look at this clip. Like I said earlier, he is the main character. Anyways, I defeated this guy by using a secret technique I never brought up upon until now. And that was my blink. Yeah, I'm not joking. I really pulled out that American breathing Second Amendment form right out and just shot that dude till he's dead, bro. Okay, all jokes aside, this is a basic game mechanic that has been here since literally the day 1. Like, it's been in Neo too, but I never thought to bring it up because I never really used it to beat a boss fight before until now. Anyways, after defeating the dude, I got hit with one of the biggest plot twists of my life. The person I was fighting was me. No wonder he was nice with the Odochi. He was fighting like me and Neo 1. Okay, the person I was actually fighting was the dude who killed my mom and gave me PTSD when I was probably like 5 years old. But I was still shocked when I see me for the first time. Okay, this is where I started to get confused by the plot. So the Yoshitatsu killing his dad was a real thing. So now am I thinking, was the black dude Yoshitatsu this entire time? Or was he another dude getting controlled? I don't know. All I know is this is the end of the region and this is also the end of the video. Now I want to talk to y'all real quick. We are so close to hitting 50 subs, bro.
Correction, we did hit 50 subs.
Now, 50 subs was not even like a milestone for me at first. Like, I didn't even think I would be coming close to hit it within my first year of doing YouTube. Honestly, I thought I'll get like 20 subs my first year of YouTube. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had no faith, but like, we're at like 49 when I'm recording this, and wow, like, thank y'all. I'm not gonna lie. We got a lot more work to do, but it's still a great ass start. I'm not gonna lie to you. So thank y'all for the support. Hope y'all had a great evening, night, day, whatever it is over there. I'll see y'all later. Peace.